In today's show, Bitcoin price could only go up if $30,000 accumulation reset continues. That's right, according to OnChain monitoring resource Ecoinometrics on Tuesday, the only way is up for Bitcoin if hodlers continue accumulating coins. As they break down right here, there is some intriguing on-chain data that suggests Bitcoin is resetting after the big correction that took us from 64,000 all the way down to 30K. I'll be breaking all this down for you. Also in today's show, breaking news, Brazilian securities regulator approves Ethereum ETF. As they reveal in this tweet, breaking, CVM approves the first Ethereum ETF in Latin America. The QR Asset Management ETF, manager of QR Capital Group, will be listed on the B3, which becomes the first exchange in Latin America to have a 100% Ethereum ETF. And speaking of Latin America, a big day today in Paraguay, as Congressman Carlitos points out. The big day has finally arrived. The future is now. Hashtag Bitcoin. That's right, a Bitcoin bill is being introduced where they may introduce Bitcoin as legal tender, just like in El Salvador. Also in today's show, Bitcoin showing signs of a potential bounce, according to crypto analytics firm Sentiment, who reveals some potential signs that Bitcoin may be ready for a bounce up in price after weeks of sideways trading. Also in today's show, 10x user growth in sight by 2022 for emerging crypto sector, says venture capital head. Arthur Cheong is making some bullish predictions for Ethereum and the decentralized finance sector for the rest of 2021. Also in today's show, on-chain data suggests the Bitcoin price will rise to $157,000 after weird pullback ends, says analyst Willy Woo. He says his top cap model is flashing a new price target for Bitcoin at $157,000. However, he predicts that once Bitcoin resumes its bull trend, he expects the model to hike up the price target, quoting him here, if we squeeze out of this accumulation band like I'm expecting, I would say we'll start curving upwards into the $250,000 to $350,000 range. Sounds a bit ludicrous right now, but that's what the model says. I'll be breaking all this down for you. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin, Ether, and most major alts are correcting back in the red. But where's the Bitcoin price likely to go next? Find out all this, plus so much more in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day, so be sure to smash that subscribe button and hit that bell icon to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium Crypto News Alerts every single day, just like this. And before I kick off today's show, today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, BlockFi, the leading provider of financial products and services for crypto investors. Here's where you can put your crypto to work. They're currently paying out a 10% APY on select stablecoins, and their new flagship product is a BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards Visa credit card, where you can earn 3.5% back in Bitcoin on all purchases. They also recently ditched their annual fee, truly making this offer a no-brainer. To take advantage of this, as well as receive up to a $250 crypto bonus with a deposit of $100 or more, go ahead and use my referral link in the description right down below. They just recently started shipping these bad boys out, so take advantage of this today and let's start stacking those sats. Shall we? All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV. We have a lot to cover as usual, so let's dive right in. Bitcoin is seeing a reset in investor behavior at 30,000, and the trend need only continue to spark a price rise. According to on-chain monitoring resource Ecoinometrics on Tuesday, the only way is up for Bitcoin if hodlers continue accumulating coins. That's right, analyzing who bought coins since the start of the latest bull run in October of 2020, Ecoinometrics showed that major change is afoot compared to last year. That's right, at the start it was the smaller investors or small fish who were accumulating. This began when Bitcoin passed its previous all-time high of $20,000 and continued all the way up to the new peak of around $65,000. And at 20K, however, the larger investors began selling, albeit not in sufficient quantities to the end of the bull run. And whales, on the other hand, added selling pressure on Bitcoin to hit 30,000 for the first time. The result, analysts say, was the tipping point at May's highs. And checking out their analysis here on Twitter, Bitcoin after the halving, July 13th, 2021, 427 days after the third halving, Bitcoin at $32,569. There is some intriguing on-chain data that suggests Bitcoin is resetting after the big correction that took us from 64,000 all the way down to $30,000. Apparently 30,000 is a key level that stopped the trend of coins accumulation by whales. When you look at the price action around this time, you can see that we are growing very fast, so fast that the growth trajectory started to catch up with the log average trajectory trajectory, and they go on to share. So it's possible that some whales felt it was too much, too fast, and triggered selling pressure, which led to the topping process at 64,000. When FUD was added to the situation, the small fish also stopped accumulating, resulting in the negative 55% correction we are at right now. So the reason that selling pressure ultimately took over could lie with the whale sentiment that Bitcoin was gaining too much too soon, and that the market was thus deemed unsustainable. Now that 30,000 has returned, cold feet are nowhere to be found. Investors both big and small are buying once again. That's right, BTFD, take advantage of this dip. Whales and small fish have started accumulating again, while other categories have turned neutral. The findings continue with their analysis here. If that interpretation is correct, then what we have had this correction is a reset. Would that trend of accumulation continue? There's only one direction Bitcoin can go, and that's up. So let's keep our eyes open for on-chain trends. So there you have it, a glimmer of hopium. That perspective provides a refreshing counter argument to the bearish tone taken by many market commentators and analysts over the past few weeks. Even the classic stock to flow price model has fielded concerns of invalidation, something its creator denies, while on-chain activity has been marked by low volumes and a lack of solid support above $30,000. Now, if the Bitcoin price doesn't reach a minimal of 6 figures by December of this year, then stock to flow would be invalidated, and this is coming directly from Plan B's mouth, who is the creator of the Bitcoin stock to flow model. Also like to point out that the stock to flow X cross asset model predicts a $288,000 Bitcoin price. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments right down below. Now for our next breaking story of the day, Brazilian securities regulator approves an Ethereum ETF, which is a pretty big deal. Brazil CVM, the country's securities regulator, has approved an Ethereum exchange traded fund, according to an announcement by QR Capital, the holding company of QR Asset Management, which I shared in the intro here of the show. The fund, which trades under the ticker QETH11, my favorite number by the way, will trade on Brazil's highly reputable B3 stock exchange, which operates as a regional exchange and serves customers worldwide. QETH11 will use the same Ether index as that used by CME Group and will use institutional custodial services provided by the Winklevoss twins, which is the Gemini exchange. In its announcement, the fund's issuer pitches the product as a simple, safe, and regulated option for any investor to gain direct exposure to Ethereum through their preferred brokerage without worrying about registrations and exchanges, wallets, or private keys. QR Asset Management buys physical ETH for the product and pledges to assure a high level of transparency and security for QETH11 investors. Now, the million-dollar question on everyone's mind: when will the first Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF finally be approved in the United States of America before we get left behind? Now, news of CVM's green light follows hot on the heels of 2 earlier crypto ETF approvals this March. One's 100% Bitcoin and the other comprising of 5 cryptos in addition to Bitcoin. Both are also traded on the B3, and the Bitcoin-only product is similarly managed by QR Asset Management. It began trading under the ticker QBTC11 in late June, and 1 month prior, in February, Canada's Ontario Securities Commission gave the green light for the world's first physically settled Bitcoin ETF. Now, elsewhere, particularly in the US, security regulators are still delaying crypto ETF approvals despite consistent demand. When do you feel a Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF will finally be approved in the United States of America? Do you feel it will be this year, next year? Let me know in the comments right down below. Also a big day today in Latin American country, Paraguay. As Congressman Carlitos points out, the big day has finally arrived. The future is now. Hashtag Bitcoin, referencing a Bitcoin bill being introduced. And as pointed out here, Paraguay proposed Bitcoin law includes crypto registration, according to this new report. Now, here's a concern right here. Is everyone expecting a repeat of El Salvador? Going to be disappointed? And this dude responded with a great point. Any adoption is better than nothing. Touche. And people are congratulating them, wishing the beautiful people of Paraguay prosperity and happiness. So there you have it. How many of you feel that Bitcoin will become a legal tender in this country? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll keep you updated with the latest updates on crypto Twitter. So if you're not following me here, be sure to do so. And before I break down our next story of the day, Bitcoin showing signs of a potential bounce, says crypto analytics firm Santiment, as well as 10x user growth in sight by 2022 for emerging crypto sector, says venture capital head. As well as on-chain data suggests Bitcoin price will rise to $157,000 after weird pullback pullback ends, according to statistician Willy Woo. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market. We can see Bitcoin, Ether, and most major altcoins currently correcting in the red, with Bitcoin trading at $32,500. We have Ethereum trading just under $2,000. We have Chainlink down 2.7%, trading under $17. Binance Coin down 1.2%, trading at $304. And Cardano down about 2%, trading at $1.25. All right, now let's break down our next story of the day. Prominent crypto analytics firm Sentiment is revealing some potential signs that Bitcoin may be ready for a bounce up in price after weeks of sideways trading. If you're ready for a Bitcoin breakout, let me know in the comments below. Sentiment shares two metrics on Twitter with its 77,000 followers that suggest Bitcoin sellers are starting to lose steam. Checking out their tweets here, the amount of daily inflow of Bitcoin to known exchange wallets, as well as the total supply of Bitcoin on exchanges, has experienced a sharp 50-day drop, which may point to diminishing sell-side pressure, which you can see right here on your screen. It shows you Bitcoin's exchange inflow and the ratio of supply on the exchanges have both taken a nosedive. And additionally, Sentiment points out that Bitcoin's funding rate on the crypto exchange BitMEX has veered positive as traders remain indecisive as to whether Bitcoin's price can recover. The analytics firm indicates that this pattern of negativity and excess shorting has usually been matched by quick price bounces every time it sinks too low. As you can see here, Bitcoin's funding rate veering positive again. Now, according to Sentiment's chart, a positive BitMEX funding rate tends to align with Bitcoin rallies. The analytics firm is also keeping an eye on Ethereum, noting that its fees, which are at 7-month lows, don't seem to have an effect on Ethereum's rise in utility. Quoting them here, Ethereum's average fees are down to $2.19, which is the lowest the number 2 market cap asset has been since December of 2020. This is a promising sign that Ethereum's utility can rise with little impact of fees standing in the way of a healthy circulation. As you can see right here, Ethereum's average fees down to $2.19 per transaction. The last time it was this low was December of 2020. And before I break down our next story of the day, 10x user growth in sight by 2022 for emerging crypto sector, decentralized finance, says venture capital head, as well as on-chain data suggests the Bitcoin price will rise to $157,000 after weird pullback ends, according to statistician Willy Woo. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting just above $1.3 trillion with $66 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, and current Bitcoin dominance is 45.9%, with the ETH dominance at 17.1%. And checking out the top gainers within the top 100, we have AXS up 13% for the day and 71% for the week, trading at $23. ICP up 3.5% for the day, but down about 20% for the week, trading at $37. And CRO up 0.7%, trading at 12.5 cents. Not that many other alts are in the green, as most of them are correcting and in the red. But which altcoins are you currently most bullish on? Let me know in the comments right down below. Now, checking out one of my favorite indicators is the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Shows we're currently rated a 21 in extreme fear. Yesterday was a 20, last week a 28, and last month a 28 in fear. And if you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, extreme fear can be a sign investors are too worried. That can be a great buying opportunity, aka BTFD, buy that freaking dip. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. All right, now let's break down our next story of the day. Successful crypto-focused venture capitalist Arthur Cheong is making some bullish predictions for Ether and the decentralized finance sector for the rest of 2021. Cheong, who leads the crypto asset fund Finance Capital, says in a new interview on the Bankless podcast that the next step for DeFi involves growing the user base and getting more products into the hands of mainstream users. He predicts that by the end of the year, the number of DeFi users could multiply between 5 and 10 times, pending scaling solutions. Quoting him here, I think it's really about scaling. I think we have seen the success of Polygon and Binance Smart Chain. I think more scaling solutions will just help Ether to scale and more DeFi apps to be able to onboard more users as well. I think the DeFi protocols on Ethereum definitely have crossed 1 million users over time. I'm looking forward to this crossing 5 million and 10 million probably by the end of the year. I think it's possible if we have a very successful scaling solution and just more and more users starting to use DeFi applications. Now, how many of you are currently bullish on DeFi, and which particular DeFi projects are you most bullish on? Let me know in the comments below. And wouldn't that be sweet if DeFi grows by a factor of 5 to 10x before the end of this year? Now, Cheong predicts there will be $80 to $100 billion in total value locked in DeFi protocols, excluding Binance Smart Chain, by the end of this year. And the current total value locked in DeFi protocols stands at $56.31 billion at the time of this recording. Now, Cheong says by the end of 2021, Ethereum will probably be trading somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000. Let's go ETH. He also names DeFi protocols SushiSwap, Aave, and Compound as projects that he sees as the most undervalued in the emerging crypto sector. Now, what are your thoughts surrounding his $5,000 to $10,000 Ethereum price prediction before the end of this year? And what are your thoughts on Sushi, Aave, and Compound? Are you bullish on any of those projects? Let me know in the comments below. And to watch this entire video entitled Building a $500 million DeFi Fund, check the show notes below the video in the description. And before I break down our final story of the day, on-chain data suggests the Bitcoin price will rise to $157,000 after weird pullback ends, according to statistician Willy Woo. But first, I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below this video in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the crypto market. This goes for all 835 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. Also, some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including my daily letter, which goes out to over 30,000 subscribers every single day. To subscribe, visit letter.cryptonewsalerts.net. Also have a blog I update daily, which could be found at cryptonewsjess.com. Also, be sure to smash that subscribe button and hit that bell icon to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. You can also follow me on all the major podcasts and platforms, from Spotify, the home of the Joe Rogan Experience, to Apple's iTunes and Google Play. You can also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Telegram, and TikTok, so be sure to follow me there. All right, now let's break down our final story of the day. Popular on-chain analyst Willy Woo says that Bitcoin is poised to hit the 6-digit price range once its retracement is over. Woo says in a new interview with Bitcoin bull Anthony Pompliano on the Pomp Pod that based on on-chain data, he believes it's only a matter of time before the leading crypto asset kicks off the next phase of its bull market. Quoting him here, "This is a bull market. There's no mistaking this. We've got X-ray vision on what the investors are doing, and it's bullish whilst the price is sliding downwards. I think the next major event is when the fundamentals squeeze price action and we break out of this what I call reaccumulation band right in the middle of a bull market." According to Willy Woo, his top model is flashing a new price target for Bitcoin at $157,000. However, he predicts that once Bitcoin resumes its bull trend, he expects the model to hike up the price target. Quoting him here, "If we squeeze out of this accumulation band like I'm expecting, I would say we'll start curving upwards into the $250,000 to $350,000 range. Sounds a bit ludicrous right now, but that's what the model says." That's right. And how many of you agree with his bullish price prediction that 157,000 here in the short term, as well as 250 to 350,000 by the end of this cycle? Let me know in the comments below. And although Willy Woo is sharing massively bullish price targets for BTC, the on-chain analyst highlights that he has no idea what will happen to the crypto market once we enter the last quarter of this year. He goes on to share, "I'm not predicting waiting for some event in the end of the year. I'm more like using on-chain as a map to try to get a grasp of what exactly is happening in the market. I have no idea what's going to happen in the fourth quarter." So there you have it, coming directly from statistician Willy Woo himself. And to watch this entire interview between Willy Woo and Anthony Pompliano on the Pomp Podcast entitled Bitcoin Super Cycle or the Last Bitcoin Cycle, check the show notes below the video in the description. Now for a quick recap of what I covered with you here in today's show. Bitcoin price can only go up if $30,000 accumulation reset continues, according to new research from Econometrics. Also in today's show, I shared breaking news that Brazil's first Ethereum ETF gets approved. In fact, it's the first Ethereum ETF in Latin America to get approved, which is a pretty big deal. Also in today's show, we discuss Bitcoin showing signs of a potential bounce to the upside, according to crypto analytics firm Sentiment, as well as 10x user growth in sight by 2022 for emerging crypto sector, decentralized finance, says venture capital head, as well as on-chain data suggests the Bitcoin price will rise to $157,000 after this weird pullback ends, according to statistician Willy Woo, who predicts a cycle top between $250,000 to $350,000 according to his top cap model. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down below. Well, that's going to conclude today's show. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and journeying along with me inside this incredible crypto matrix. If you gain value out of today's show, be sure to smash that subscribe button. That's right, and hit that bell icon to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. And I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode. Peace.